No amount of money or success can take place of time spent with your family. Welcome. My name is Miranda Pierce. I am a Pacific Northwest wife and stay at home mom, the former bling boss of Pierce's Paparazzi, and this is Making Yourself at Home. All right, you guys, this week we are shifting gears for a moment yet again. Sometimes I have to physically remind myself that rest and quality time can still be considered productive. I Luckily, I have been blessed with a partner who is really good at that and feels the same way. So I wanted to offer some suggestions for adventures that you can provide for your family this spring season. Now, I know as the weeks roll by here, we are inching closer and closer to summer. So there are a lot of these ideas that work just as well for the summertime. But honestly, this is probably a topic that we will revisit often. I absolutely love searching Pinterest and all of your guys' socials, all of you mamas that are so awesome for sharing the things that work for your family to help create memories and create that quality time. So as I find those things, I'm sure we will revisit, and I will share with you as we start each season. But first, might I suggest that you sit down with your partner and decide how often you'd like to set aside time for family adventures. It is so helpful when you and your partner are on the same page. And then you can also discuss like the budget or any other logistical details ahead of time. Really, however much helps make the planning easier and make this time a priority and more of a reality for you and your family. You could even honestly pick a specific weekend each month. So you don't have to have a concrete plan of what you're going to do, but you know when you are going to do it, when it'll be family time. Like, say, like the third weekend of every month is family time. I am the type that I can't justify purchasing things very often, even if it's something that is needed. I have to talk myself into it, which is probably bad. But when it comes to experiences, going out and doing something together, I can justify that all day long. Absolutely. So here is what has worked for us in our family. So use it as a baseline, just a place to launch from, give you an idea, and you can kind of just tweak it and make it your own. For our family, we set aside Monday evenings for a family home evening. I know a lot of other people in our church do this as well. But honestly, all it is it's just a night we stay in together. Sometimes we do like a special like spiritual lesson or scripture study. Sometimes we're going out giving service. Sometimes we are baking. Sometimes we are watching a movie. Sometimes it's playing board games or a Nintendo Switch. Sometimes it's seasonal or holiday decorating or activities. But one thing is for sure, Monday we will be home together. Then our tentative goal is to do an outing as a family on a weekend at least once a month. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. That's just life, right? Really depends on the season, work, sports, all sorts of things. But that's the goal, is at least once a month. Now, this initiative is one of the ones that I am most proud of. I always make a Shutterfly calendar for each set of parents at Christmas time. And as I compile pictures for it, I am overwhelmed with pride and joy. Even if I didn't reach much or any of my other goals that year, at least I can say I did that. I upheld traditions and experienced new things with my family each month. And at the end of the day, they matter most. There are so many fun things to choose from when planning these family adventures. I usually keep in mind my kids' interests, the season, what we have or haven't experienced before. Some things bear repeating and make great traditions, and sometimes it's better to try something new. So here are some ideas for spring. First, at home. Honestly, keep it simple. I feel like we tend to overthink. I know for me, I overthink my time at home and whether it's enough, right, to get them away from the screen and get them engaged. So here are some simple ideas. Bug catching, bubbles, puddle jumping, bike rides, build a fort, plant a garden, paint rocks, fly a kite, look at clouds, sidewalk chalk. The list goes on and on. And do these things with your kids. Don't just set it up for them to do. Get involved. Another resource I absolutely love is the Adventure Challenge books. If you haven't heard of them, go look them up on social. They are so awesome. It is these books that have different themed categories, I guess is what I'd call it. So it gives you lots of options for things to do on like rainy days at home, or if you are on a budget, however much or little you want to spend. And you basically, it's a surprise. You scratch it off and then follow the prompt. And from there, you just, they're so creative. They are so unique. And then there's a spot in the book for you to write about your experience and to maybe even include a little Polaroid. Excuse me. So that is fun. So you have that book to document your experience as well and look back on it. But honestly, Pinterest is my go-to for all the seasonal bucket lists and for craft and science experiments. There are projects for all ages. Now, as for outings, check your area for seasonal crops. So that sounds a little weird. But for example, a lot of farms now offer you pick. So you can come in and you can pick berries in their seasons. I know there are tulip and daffodil festivals in our area. Sometimes you can enjoy the bounty. Sometimes you can get a taste of farm life. Others could just be a time to get really great family pictures and take in scenic views together. Another idea is to check your town's parks and recreation and library for special events of all kinds. Now, these are sometimes free events or very reasonably priced. And these things are unique to your area's landscape and cultural diversity. So, for example, in our town, we just did a kids' art day with tons of different mediums. There's been a Lego block party, gardening clinics, dance classes, story times, and some of them have been themed. So, like sea life was one of the themes, super fun. Board game afternoons, sewing classes, labs, Earth Day events, outdoor conservation events, and art exhibits. I want to leave you guys with a quote by Dieter F. Uchtdorf. He says, in family relationships, love is really spelled Time. Time. Very few things show people you care more than the time that you spend with them. What other ideas do you have for family adventures and prioritizing family time? I would love to hear your ideas and to get your input. Share with us on our socials. Tune in next Thursday for another episode. Until then, have the best week.